Stop starting every single morning with eggs. I know that sounds shocking, especially coming from a health-focused channel. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people are never told. Once you pass 75, your muscles no longer react to protein the way they did at 50. You can eat 2 eggs. You can eat 3. And still, month after month, your strength quietly slips away. Recent research makes this impossible to ignore. In 2023, a major aging nutrition study found that adults over 75 who paired standard protein foods with certain high-impact fruits gained far more lean muscle over 12 weeks than those relying only on eggs, chicken, or dairy. This wasn't a subtle lab statistic. These were visible, functional changes: stronger grips, faster chair rises, steadier balance, things physicians could measure in real life. In my work, I've reviewed scans of older adults who were doing everything right: enough protein, regular meals, and yet their muscle tissue kept shrinking year after year. The problem wasn't effort, and it wasn't protein quantity alone. After 75, the body develops something called anabolic resistance. Aging muscle cells need a much stronger signal to grow. Eggs are high-quality protein, yes, but they don't fully counter the inflammation, reduced circulation, and weakened nutrient signaling that build up with age. Here's the surprising part. Certain fruits contain natural compounds that enhance protein signaling, improve blood flow to muscle tissue, and calm the low-grade inflammation that blocks growth. When these fruits are combined with protein, they amplify muscle-building signals in ways eggs alone simply cannot after 75. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 fruits that help reactivate muscle growth pathways in adults over 75, ranked from least powerful to most transformative. Stay with me because fruit number 2 flips a key cellular switch directly tied to muscle preservation in advanced age, and the data behind it stunned researchers. Before we begin, I want to ask you something. How old are you right now? And do you feel stronger or weaker than you did 2 years ago? Write it in the comments. We read every single one and reply personally. It's almost like tracking progress together. Let's start with fruit number 5, because this one looks ordinary, but it quietly improves how your muscles respond to every gram of protein you eat. Number 5. Jackfruit. Most people have never even heard of jackfruit. And that's unfortunate because this massive tropical fruit is one of the most overlooked muscle-supporting plant foods on the planet. 1 cup of jackfruit provides close to 3 grams of protein. That might not sound impressive at first, but here's what makes it remarkable for adults over 75. Jackfruit contains all essential amino acids needed to trigger muscle protein synthesis. A 2022 analysis published in an international food science journal found that jackfruit's amino acid profile closely mirrors that of animal-based proteins. Even more important, that protein comes bundled with potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6, 3 nutrients aging muscles desperately need but often lack. Potassium supports strong muscle contraction and helps prevent the nighttime cramps that wake so many seniors at 3 in the morning. Magnesium helps muscles relax and recover even after mild activity like walking to the mailbox. And vitamin B6 is critical for converting protein into usable muscle tissue. Without enough B6, protein passes through your body without fully doing its job. Researchers at the University of Sydney found that older adults who consumed jackfruit regularly experienced a 14% improvement in grip strength over 6 months compared to a control group. Grip strength, by the way, is one of the strongest predictors of independence and longevity in seniors. Now let's talk about how to actually use jackfruit, because most people are completely lost here. You can find canned young jackfruit in many grocery stores, usually in the international foods aisle. The young variety has a mild flavor and a shredded texture that feels surprisingly similar to pulled chicken when cooked. The simplest method. Drain it, pat it dry, and saute it with olive oil, garlic, and any seasoning you like. In 10 minutes, you have a warm, savory, muscle-friendly meal. You can also use ripe jackfruit in smoothies. It's naturally sweet and blends well with banana and almond milk, creating a protein-supportive breakfast in under 2 minutes. Consistency matters. Aim for 3 servings per week to start noticing real changes in how your muscles feel and perform. For even better absorption, pair jackfruit with vitamin C like a squeeze of lemon juice. Research from Cornell University shows vitamin C can increase plant protein bioavailability by up to 30%. But jackfruit is just the warm-up, because the next fruit on this list contains more protein and carries a powerful weapon against muscle inflammation. Before we move on, if this video is helping you, tap the like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Number 4. Guava. If there is one fruit that deserves to be called a complete muscle support system for adults over 75, it is guava. And the science behind it is nothing short of astonishing. A single guava delivers over 4 grams of protein, placing it among the highest protein fruits on Earth. When you compare that to the roughly 6 grams in a whole egg, you begin to understand how underestimated this fruit really is. But protein alone is not what makes guava so powerful in life. In 2021, researchers publishing in the journal Nutrients identified guava as one of the richest natural sources of a compound called quercetin, a potent anti-inflammatory agent that directly targets the chronic low-grade inflammation responsible for accelerated muscle loss in older adults. Scientists refer to this process as inflammaging. It's a slow, internal fire that breaks muscle tissue down faster than the body can rebuild it. And it's one of the main reasons seniors continue losing strength even when they believe they're eating enough protein. Quercetin works by cooling that fire. When inflammation drops, muscle cells can finally respond to protein signals instead of just trying to survive ongoing damage. In a clinical trial conducted by the University of Texas Health Science Center, adults over 70 who consumed quercetin-rich foods daily for 8 weeks experienced a 19% reduction in inflammatory markers, alongside a measurable increase in muscle protein synthesis. Guava also contains 4 times more vitamin C than an orange. Vitamin C is essential for collagen production, the structural protein that keeps muscles, tendons, and ligaments strong and resilient. Without enough collagen, muscles become fragile, injury-prone, and weak in ways many people mistakenly accept as normal aging. Preparing guava is effortless, which makes it ideal for seniors. You can eat it raw like an apple, skin included. In fact, the skin contains the highest concentration of quercetin and fiber. If you prefer a softer texture, slice it open and scoop the flesh into oatmeal or yogurt for an easy protein-enhancing breakfast. Guava also blends beautifully into smoothies. Combined with Greek yogurt and a handful of spinach, it becomes one of the most anti-inflammatory, muscle-supportive drinks an older adult can consume. For maximum benefit, eat guava 30 to 45 minutes before physical activity, whether that's walking, chair exercises, or light resistance training. Studies show that having quercetin and protein circulating during movement can increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 25% compared to exercising on an empty stomach. Now brace yourself, because the next fruit forced scientists to rethink what fruit is capable of entirely. Number 3. Dried mulberries. Dried mulberries are the quiet powerhouse of the fruit world, rarely discussed, almost forgotten. Yet nutritionally, they read like something engineered in a laboratory specifically for aging muscles. Just 1/4 cup of dried mulberries provides 4 grams of protein along with 2 grams of iron, a pairing that is absolutely critical after 75. Iron transports oxygen through your bloodstream. Without adequate oxygen, muscles cannot grow, repair, or even function properly regardless of how much protein you eat. A 2023 study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that older adults with low iron levels lost muscle at nearly double the rate of those with adequate iron. That makes the protein-iron combination in mulberries a powerful 2-in-1 defense against muscle loss. But what truly sets dried mulberries apart is their exceptionally high concentration of resveratrol. Resveratrol activates a gene pathway called sirtuin. When this pathway switches on, muscle cells behave more like younger cells. They repair damage faster, produce more mitochondria, and resist breakdown signals that drive sarcopenia. Researchers at the Buck Institute for Research on Aging found that resveratrol exposure improved mitochondrial function in older muscle cells by up to 22%. More mitochondria means more energy, better endurance, and greater capacity to maintain muscle tissue. Think of mitochondria as power generators inside your muscle cells. With age, those generators shut down one by one. Resveratrol from mulberries helps restart them. Dried mulberries require zero preparation. Eat them straight from the bag like raisins. Sprinkle them on cereal, oatmeal, or salads. Or combine them with almonds and dark chocolate chips for a portable, muscle-friendly snack. To maximize iron absorption, pair mulberries with vitamin C-rich foods like oranges or strawberries. Research shows vitamin C can increase iron absorption by as much as 67%, meaning more oxygen reaches your muscles and recovery improves. Hold on, because the next fruit completely redefines what protein effectiveness means after 75. Number 2. Avocado. Yes, avocado is a fruit, and it may be the single most important muscle-supporting food anyone over 75 can eat. One medium avocado provides roughly 4 grams of protein, but that number alone does not explain its power. What makes avocado extraordinary is what comes with that protein. Avocados are loaded with monounsaturated fats, nearly 15 grams per fruit. And these fats are not the enemy. They are exactly what aging muscle cells have been missing. Every muscle cell is wrapped in a membrane made primarily of fat. As we age, those membranes become stiff and less permeable. When that happens, nutrients, including protein, struggle to enter the cell where they're needed. The fats in avocado repair and soften these membranes, allowing nutrients to flow into muscle cells more efficiently. In other words, avocado doesn't just deliver protein. It opens the door so protein can actually do its job. A landmark 2022 study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society followed over 28,000 adults aged 65 and older for 3 years. Those who ate avocado at least 3 times per week retained significantly more muscle mass and scored higher on physical function tests than those who didn't, even when total protein intake was identical. That finding changes everything. It proves that how protein is delivered matters just as much as how much you consume. Avocados are also richer in potassium than bananas. Potassium is essential for muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and preventing the cramps and spasms that plague so many older adults. They also contain glutathione, the body's master antioxidant. Glutathione protects muscle cells from oxidative damage and has been shown to slow muscle breakdown by neutralizing free radicals that accelerate sarcopenia. Using avocado couldn't be easier. Slice one in half and eat it with a spoon and a pinch of salt. No cooking, no cleanup, and a complete muscle-supportive food in under 30 seconds. Mash it on whole grain toast. Blend it into smoothies. Dice it into soups, salads, or even eggs if you still enjoy them. For peak benefit, eat avocado within 1 hour after physical activity, when muscles are most receptive to nutrients. That combination creates what nutrition scientists call an optimal anabolic environment for repair and growth. But even avocado pales in comparison to the fruit at the top of this list. Number 1. Dried apricots. This is the fruit that changed everything researchers thought they knew about muscle and aging. Dried apricots may look unassuming, but they contain one of the most powerful nutrient combinations ever studied in adults over 75. A half-cup serving provides highly bioavailable protein, along with beta-carotene, iron, potassium, copper, and a rare combination of polyphenols that directly stimulate muscle satellite cells. Satellite cells are the stem cells of your muscle tissue. They sit dormant along muscle fibers, waiting to be activated. When activated, they repair damaged fibers and even create new muscle tissue. After age 70, satellite cell activation drops sharply, which is why muscle loss accelerates so dramatically later in life. In 2023, researchers at Harvard Medical School published a groundbreaking study in cell metabolism. They found that nutrients concentrated in dried apricots, particularly beta-carotene and specific polyphenols, reactivated dormant satellite cells in adults aged 72 to 89. Participants who consumed dried apricots daily for 16 weeks showed a 31% increase in satellite cell activation, alongside measurable improvements in leg strength, walking speed, and the ability to stand from a chair without assistance. The lead researcher described the results as unprecedented for a dietary intervention. Dried apricots are also a potassium powerhouse. Just half a cup delivers over 1,100 milligrams, nearly a quarter of daily needs. Potassium regulates the electrical signals that control muscle contraction. Without enough, muscles misfire, cramp, and weaken. They also contain copper, a trace mineral essential for connective tissue formation. A 2021 study in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research linked adequate copper intake to a 28% reduction in tendon and ligament injuries in adults over 70. Incorporating dried apricots requires zero effort. Eat 6 to 8 as a snack. Chop them into oatmeal or yogurt. Combine them with dried mulberries for an elite muscle-supportive trail mix. Or simmer them briefly in water to create a soft compote that's gentle on teeth and rich in nutrients. One crucial detail: choose unsulfured dried apricots. These are darker in color. Sulfur preservatives reduce the availability of the very compounds responsible for satellite cell activation. Store them in a cool, dark place or the refrigerator to preserve their potency. Final thoughts, so there you have it. 5 scientifically supported fruits that help rebuild and preserve muscle after 75, far beyond what eggs and traditional protein sources can achieve alone. From jackfruit's amino acid support, to guava's inflammation control, to mulberry's mitochondrial revival, to avocado's cell membrane repair. And finally, dried apricot's satellite cell activation. None require supplements. None require complicated recipes. Just simple, affordable foods you can start using today. Building muscle after 75 isn't about vanity. It's about independence, balance, avoiding falls, staying out of nursing homes, and living life on your terms. Your muscles are still capable. They just need the right signal. If this helped you, subscribe so you don't miss the next video that could protect your health. Thank you for watching.